Welcome to the show, everyone.
Yes, welcome to the show. Tonight we have Dr. Kim McGeorge in, and we'll just go ahead and take a minute and have Dr. Kim tell us about ourselves, or about herself, and
I'll tell you about yourself,
and everyone else too. But also, she also does classes type stuff. So we'll spend the first few minutes of the show having her kind of plug what her trade, what she has to offer.
All right, hold on. I'm about to get this posted. I can focus after that.
So I'll kill time still.
All right, it's posted. Now it's okay. Now I have to get back to where I can see it. There we go. Okay, I'm good. Okay, what do you want me to do?
Tell us about yourself.
Yeah.
I've checked out your website. Tell us a little bit about what you do outside of podcasts.
Oh, yeah. So I'm a consciousness teacher. What does that mean? So if you've ever wanted to be psychic or thought you were psychic and you didn't know how to get there or how to activate your abilities, I'm really good at teaching people. Number one, I can identify kind of your abilities, and then we can help you through different groups, processes, and classes, kind of how to flip your switches on. Obviously, well, not obviously, I guess, but we have technology. I have 2 apps and the Halo. And so we use a lot of technology, and we teach people that are interested in interacting with the technology how to do that, whether they continue with us or not. You know, we teach them how to use it again so they can empower themselves, the technology that I'm using, along with my own abilities, but the technology that I'm using today to actually, I'm going to make an offer to your audience.
Oh,
Ooh, an offer. We like
My
it.
daughter is going to kill me, so hopefully she's not watching this live because my phone will burn up in a minute, or it might explode. But if you guys write us on our website and tell us that you heard me on this show on this date only, it doesn't have to be live, but on this date, I will give you a copy of my small app for free, which is an aura and chakra app. It's a balancing color aura and chakra app.
Nice. Now the date is 4/14/21. And
Yep.
what's the website, Dr. Kim?
It's secrettoeverything.com, and we have a form on there. So you just put your information in, and then there's a comment section. So in the comment section, just say, free app, please. I heard you on, the WOW podcast on this date. So anyway, so I just thought I'd throw that in. So my daughter yells at me.
that's awesome.
It's really easy to do all this stuff when you don't have to deliver it, when you have people that do this for you.
Yeah.
I'll give you the world.
All right. So I'm going to flash the website up real quick so that we can now. Betsy and I have both signed up for this.
Lots of cool stuff on
Yeah.
that website. And I've also watched, you have a lot of other YouTube videos that are super interesting. Like, I geeked out for a whole weekend. I think I've seen everything now. But all of your videos are very candid. You just kind of speak to the camera. They're super fun to watch. So I would check her out on YouTube as well.
Mm-hmm. And
I'm working on it right now. My favorite thing to do is, and people are funny, they say it so gently. They're like, you're kind of a debunker. I'm like, oh no, I am a debunker. Like, you don't have to mince words. No, I will go down to the bone and marrow and flay you alive.
Yeah, she doesn't sugarcoat it.
Yeah. For those that are applying for that, you go to secretofeverything.com. The contact is right at the top.
Secret to everything.
Yeah, secrettoeverything.com. And it'll be in the show notes also, the hyperlink.
Okay.
And the contact is just right there on top. It's on the header of the webpage. So you'll be able to now you want them to put that under comments, or
Yeah, well, I think I don't know my website. I don't know. But I know there's like a box. I don't know if it's for questions, comments, or I don't know what the box says it's for, but there's a box that you can write anything you want. And people usually write us like,
It's under contact.
novel triologies in there. So I know you can, because people do. So there has to be somewhere that you can put things.
Yeah,
in there.
it's under contact. It's got a name, an email, phone number, and then your comments. You list them there.
okay,
So put in
perfect.
the comments, or any other. I mean, if you have another quick question or whatever, or concern, you can put it in there as well.
Yeah, or if you want to reach out for the guidance. go there and check it out. But yes, okay, so I'm dying to ask more conspiracy stuff, but we should get on with a little bit of aura action for a minute. So right here to my left, we have Tasia, the aura and all the other stuff. Now, Tasia, what is your birthday?
5/22/97.
5/22/97.
Okay. Did I send that to you? Did I send you the yarn? Hold on, let me look. Sorry, guys. I thought I did. Maybe I sent it to myself. Maybe I didn't send it to myself. Did I send you her?
Would you have sent it by email?
Yeah.
Let me check.
Sorry. Easier for me to get an email than Facebook.
Check your email.
Okay.
Is it there?
No, go.
It'd just be a better reference while we're...
I
probably should have asked you guys for the stuff ahead.
Now, you did send us some pictures I want to pull up here in a minute of
let me send this.
And but I don't see an arm on here. Is it an arm? ARM?
No, it's just a screenshot.
She took a picture of Tasia's aura
Oh, did you?
that she wants to share while she's going through it, just so that you can kind of follow along.
Okay. Yes. Okay.
Send it
Go
again.
up.
Okay.
What's that attachment?
You get it?
Nope. Nope, but we got the Bigfoot pictures.
Oh, I still can't.
We're
I've got to get back there and visit with you and do a Bigfoot.
I don't want to go too far off track, but last week, my security camera alerted me in the middle of the night, and it said, or late at night, and it said person, cited. So of course I'm like, who's on my property? Where's my 3-letter things that I have? And I look on my camera because it's video, and there's a little person standing out there in a cape that my security camera even identified as a person because they go by their proportions.
Oh.
So I have this great picture. I was going to send it to you, but I
Oh.
haven't yet. And it's amazing. It's
Really?
amazing.
Oh, I can't wait.
So you had something. You had something
It
show
alerted
up.
up security camera though. Yeah,
Oh.
it's so cool.
That's way cool.
Oh, nice. All right, so we do have the picture you sent us pulled up.
Okay, so I'm gonna talk about it.
All right. We are.
So this, you are so gifted. You have what we call meta abilities, and meta abilities are extremely psychic abilities, and you know this. And I don't know if you speak this to anyone or have ever spoken to anyone, but you know that you have abilities that other people don't have. There's a couple problems, though, going on in this aura. You see how the purple is so concentrated around the head? So you're a person that's very much keep your own counsel. You're very much in your own being. And you know things, you see things, you observe things, but you'd probably be 6 feet under before you ever spoke them.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
I am going to say to whoever knows this lovely spirit, that if you know and have access, including you guys, to you, I would be going to you. I'd be bouncing everything off Shabbat Beach House. Should I buy this card? I'd burn your phone up. I'd fry your phone. You'd have to block me and file police reports for stalker because you have got it. And one of the things that I would challenge you to begin to do is begin to understand the good side and the power and the expansion, because you're one of these beings as a spirit. And this is what I say to my students. I say, if you could know anything, anytime, any place, in any world, any realm, any dimension, no holds barred, would you want to do that? They're like, of course. Well, you have that access. You have the access to the all. You have the access to the void. Not only do you have access to the all, but if you expand into it and step into your power and hold your power and start to speak it, you'll also have really powerful manifesting and creation abilities, which means you will be able to begin to craft your life exactly like you want it to be.
That's awesome.
All right.
Above anything else that I would want to say to you, I think it's really important that you sit in the power of you. And again, I said this to you, I think, Betsy, but and you're very uncomfortable with the phrase I'm going to say, but we found a particular discomfort with the phrase, I am glory.
Oh, yes.
And you again are, but you are glory. Like, if the light was on, if you were in your power, like, sky's the limit. There's nothing you can't do. There's nothing you can't have. There's nothing you can't achieve. Yeah. What's your feelings about that?
I think it's wild.
Yeah. Are you going to leave here and get yourself a monocle and start giving advice to all your friends?
I'm going to start going to, now I already do go to Tasia a lot.
Really?
To be fair, because she's just so level. Like, she doesn't really get overexcited, and she doesn't really, I mean, she's just very level. If you ask her a question, she usually just listens intently and then, gives you an answer.
Yeah, she's very
That sounds
calm.
about right.
Yeah, she's pretty level. I bounce a lot of stuff off of her already.
Yeah.
As a being, though, as a fire creation spirit being, she's exceptionally old, exceptionally wise, and exceptionally powerful. I would even say older than both of you.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh.
Well,
Look at
So, where does she herald from? Like, what does her lineage tell you?
really. Okay, so it's percentages. None of us. I mean, and of course we have to go Avatar. So in the most recent, we're talking millions of years, but in the most recent realms, as a infinite consciousness being that she's played in, she has played mainly in the Fae realm.
Me too.
Little fairies.
Yes.
That's what she's chosen. You know how she's chosen to express her infinite choice of consciousness is mainly. And it's interesting because the avatar, the DNA also matches that. So, yeah.
Very
She's
cool.
like double Fae.
nice.
Some people have like a Fae spirit, but not the genetics. Some people have the genetics, but not the spirit. But she's like double Fae.
Very cool.
Do you have any questions, Tasia?
No, I just know that I want to learn more about it.
Yeah, you want to learn more? You're going to
The
go.
secret to everything has literally the secret to everything.
Yeah, jump on there. Jump on the
The
secret.
secret of everything is you. And so I always want to throw that back into, my greatest joy is like successful students. We've started this program called the Jumpstart program. And I've been promising these people that I've been teaching for 20 years, I promise I'm going to give you a platform to use what you've learned. And now it's so like, it makes me want to like weep for joy that now I have practitioners that are doing the clients, not me doing the clients, And so we have this amazing program that we're able to now provide for the people that train with us. And, you have them, a practical place and get paid. It's always wonderful to get paid, right, guys?
Well, yes. Yeah.
Money's
Yeah.
good.
Well, and also you've built a team, and I guess for lack of a better word, an army of people that can orient themselves towards a common goal and work to achieve that as a group.
It is. It's like a family. And if you ever come to one of our live events, it's just like your brothers. It's just like a reunion, when we have live events. And we're not going to have one this year because we didn't know. Well,
Open bar?
Wait, what did you say?
Open bar?
I'm not allowed to confirm or deny that. But I think we're going to do Sedona 2022, and we're going to bring an expert in like UFOs and the real world big names around there. It's going to be a very experiential thing. I think I already told you guys that, where we're going to come out but it's really nice to go out with people of all different, you guys know this, skill levels, because you always learn something, from people that have different abilities than you.
Yeah.
So what would be your advice for Tasia?
Speak. When you have a thought come in your head or you have an observation, even if someone doesn't come to you and ask you, like, if you're in a situation, and I was really bad about this, I'm even encouraging you to go a little outside your comfort zone. Like, I was eating one day in a restaurant with my kids and the waiter comes up and it's just me, and you're not at all like this, but my hand clamps down on his arm and I'm like, why are you a server? You love music. I hope you're doing something in music. And I'm not saying you have to be that dramatic, like the long island medium or me, because my children are like under the table.
Mom.
And I'm like, if you don't stop telling me to stop, I'm going to get up. And they love it too. And go around to every single table and give free readings. They're like, okay. But I mean, really, as far as psychic abilities.
Could you imagine? You go out to a restaurant with your mom and the thread isn't, don't make me come back there. The thread is,
Don't make me be quiet, or I'm going to get real loud.
That's it. You pegged it. That's exactly it. But advice would be to explore those abilities. Do you see anything? With your eyes, do you see any creatures or ghosts or movement or anything?
Once in a while, it's just movement.
now this young lady, she has a story from her childhood.
I'd love to hear it. Can you tell it really quick?
Yes,
Yeah.
tell us about
Tell
the
us about
apartment,
the
house.
cowboy.
I'd like to hear it.
Growing up, I was friends with a ghost cowboy, but apparently he was very horrifying to everybody else besides me and my sister.
A shady ghost. I can't imagine it was.
Wow,
You know.
that's super cool. Your sister too? Both of you could see him?
Yes.
We would have phone
That's
conversations.
Well, and then there wasn't just the two children. There was also teenager and adult witnesses to the same ghost, but the ghost tended to.
He scared them.
Yeah, so the image
I
that
can't imagine.
the image that the girls had was very friendly. He was this super nice guy. He would sit next to the bookshelf and they would play games with him. And they talked about him all the time, but then the couple of adults that saw him were like terrified. They were like, this thing is horrific. Like the scariest thing.
There was no face, no feet, no hands.
It
and
was a disembodied cowboy hat and duster,
yeah, that was it.
and a scarf.
Wow. That
But-
would be a little dicey.
Yeah, but they played with him for the better part of a year when they were younger.
Yeah, they were both real little, like
Way too little to understand it.
probably pre going to school.
Wow. Yeah, so definitely have that, ability to,
That's the
yeah.
one thing I
And
want to
again,
learn.
I like to start with simple exercises. And I don't know if I shared this the last time, but one of the simplest exercises, and we've all done it when we're children, but we forget, is, you lay in your bed in the dark room, turn the hall light on and watch under your door or video with your phone under the door. And you'll see the creatures walking and moving around your house. The little ones come out at
So
night.
what are you telling me not to ever do again?
Trying not tonight.
You leave the hall light on, you're laying in bed, and but you
Okay.
can see like
Set
under
off the hall
door,
light, check.
Hall light on, room
Like the-
star, and you'll start to see the little people, run around. The gnomes love to come out. They even like do all those weird cartoons, like they say, like The Simpsons and stuff. They actually show the door thing on one of those, and it's true if it's on one of those cartoons, right?
True.
Well, they predict it. So don't ever turn on hallway light, turn off bedroom light, and look at bottom of door. Check.
Just shut your eyes. Really.
Close your eyes tightly.
Now, is it safer if I pull the blanket over the whole head or just up to above the eyes? Which one is proven to be the safer means?
Over the head.
Over the head. Okay.
Over the head.
Very
Here's
cool.
Laverne.
Yes. So
I want to ask another thing for all you guys, but Tasha, have you ever had pressure on your body, like something laying on you or sitting on you in bed? Like it feels not like heavy pressure, but like
Just slight
kind
heavy.
of like light pressure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see that happening to you. So
now her mom, when Tasia was still in the crib,
Oh,
She was-
had a violent ghost.
that was going after Tasia.
Mom?
Yes.
It was a really dark entity that Amber would always put Tasia in bed with her because it would go in and it would hover over Tasia's bed, her crib. Mm-hmm. And her mom saw it a couple of times and was like, I don't know what it is, but I don't want anything to do with it. And she'd put her in bed with her.
And we're talking, Tasia was maybe months old.
Yeah.
Yeah, newborn.
But she just came from the multiverse, and the multiverse knows the spirit, that's not her name, but the spirit really, like they know her, they were already familiar with her. So, she's really protected, and she's really, they don't want her to walk into her power. So they're going to make sure, like, she's, that psychic stuff is scary and woo-woo, because then she's not going to expand into this infinite powerful being that,
to keep her down,
holding you down,
exactly.
Holding you back.
Very cool.
Yeah, I'm going to flash that.
That we can just like drop like a, nuclear bomb on a podcast, but we all are memory wiped so many times during the day. They don't want you, Tasha, to remember who you are as a spirit. But if you can remember fully, more than just like what I, Faye and all that, more detailed who you are, like, it changes everything. It just changes absolutely everything. And a lot of my focus in my classes has shifted to helping people remember who they are, because it's on after that. Because everything, all the multi-layer programs in this reality are crafted so we never even get close to the fullness of who we are.
Into the conspiracy. Yes. Yeah. See, that's the interesting thing,
that's the hard thing,
that you're a harvestable source as long as they keep you from recognizing what's beyond. That's wild. Can we bring in another person?
Yes.
Okay.
All right.
We're gonna swap Tasia out.
Yep. We're gonna bring Taryn in.
Nice
Yeah.
to meet you again.
Thanks so much.
It was nice to meet you too. Thank you.
Yep. And
You're
she will jump onto your website. Oh, you can come and sit over here, Taryn. We'll adjust the camera angle.
All right.
All right. But thank you. Could you try just turning that a little bit? But yeah, so we've got Taryn. Now this is Tasia's sister.
A little more.
There we go. All right. Now this is Tasia's sister, and she rode here with Tasia, but we thought we'd let her jump on in. All right.
So just to say really quick, if you guys request, my small app, even though I'm using my big app, the small app does what I'm doing. So you get an aura picture. You guys might not know what you're doing, but you'll still get cool pictures.
Okay.
Now I have it. Now what?
And it's called the small app. So what they're going to do is they're going to go.
The small app. It's really called Energy Mastered, and the big app is Energy Remastered.
Okay. And so they're going to go to your website, The Secret of Everything.
To everything.
The Secret to Everything. Yes. The Secret to Everything.com. Go into the contact, fill it out, and then request the small app. And what it is when you take a picture of the object of your reading, you will then be able to pull up the aura reading. Is that correct? Did I explain it well?
Yes, you explained it.
It's almost.
Well, you'll be able to pull up the aura. There's no reading. You have to read it yourself. But
Yeah.
it does have the chakras, the positioning of the chakras. It does tell you what colors you need. You can feed the colors back in, watch your aura change, watch your chakras align. So there is some feedback loop in that one.
Okay.
I'm sending you this aura. That's why.
Perfect. Yeah. So yeah, go in there. Now there's probably a learning curve with learning how to read it and how to explore all of it.
Dude. Huge learning curve.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I know that Dr. Kim thinks that I have abilities, and I'm an old person.
Viewing or anything else you'd like to do.
Yeah.
Did you get it? I sent it. Did you get the aura?
I am checking it right now. Yes, I did.
Okay, good. Let me run.
Okay.
Let me look at.
Yours reminds me of Jared's a little bit.
It kind of do, doesn't it?
Is that bad?
Very bad. You need to be careful.
Oh, I did want to mention another thing about both of these auras. There is darkness. around the aura. So it's either your studio or their house or something. They're picking up a lot of, they're accumulating some negative energy in their outside force. So I might dig into that a little deeper.
Let's not hover too long over the studio possibly being dark. I don't want to have to move just yet.
You don't have to move, you just clear it.
Yeah. Jared's like, burn it down.
Yeah.
Drain the lock.
I recognize how you clear stuff. I like to use matches and kerosene myself.
Oh, that's how you clear stuff. Okay. Interesting. So hold on, I have a suspicion. Well, no. Okay, I have to get out of suck into full reading mode. I have to get out of that. Never mind. We'll talk about that later. Okay, so very similar. Obviously, if you see the aura, very similar abilities. We have the prominent psychic colors. Again, we see the repression. This is especially from outside. So the outside world, including, it could be dark force groups, it could be parents, it could be whoever, it could be school, could be work, could be friends, but there's definitely repression making you smaller. And that's where we see the egg shape. Also, you tend to come out of your body a lot. I think you are a very imaginative person. I think you probably like some kind of fantasy, possibly gaming, but you very much live easily and fully in other realms. So what they tell us here is, when we imagine things or play a video game, like it's a game or it's our imagination, it's not. You create other realms very, very easily, and you immerse yourself fully in them, which is actually called, fancy words, like going out of body, or in the old days, and I just talked about this last night, the witches in the 1800s used to talk about a fetch. They would send out a part of themselves to another house to spy on someone or to another realm, and you have the ability to do that. So we talk a lot about, well, I do, about other people capturing and taking and draining and fragmenting pieces of our soul and capturing it. But you have the ability to send out a part of your soul, kind of like a scout. And I actually do think you have the ability, even right now, to remote view, specifically.
Oh. See, now I did a whole class on that. That was a way cool class. And if you let yourself kind of just immerse in the experience, it's pretty accurate.
Is he walking out in protest?
I'm out of here.
I did a little bit of a, I just adjusted the camera. I did a little bit of a class on that once. And how do you describe the step underneath utter failure?
No, you were just busy. You couldn't find the time to devote to it.
I couldn't find the ability either. I tried.
That's an excuse. You like to make excuses for why you don't have time to be and create and expand your being. You like to be busy because it gives you an excuse. Then you don't have to delve into these things too deeply.
I don't like to be busy. I'm the laziest person you know. I just end up.
He just does so that he doesn't have to delve into it. You're correct.
That's what I'm saying. So there's something, and I think I said this to you before. In I think you are a little, because I told you you're a very powerful person. I think there is something in you that's a little afraid. Like if I open this up, it's like Pandora's box. Like shut this back down,
Yeah.
So you like to peek the lid up, and you're like, well, heck, I'm doing it. I do explore it. I have this freaking podcast. What are you talking about? Like you have these, I can see them in your brain because I'm in your brain right now. So you have layers of excuses.
Like an onion. It's basically Shrek.
You mean I smell bad, make people cry.
Just a little crazy in there, but anyway, all right, back to you, my dear.
But I want to mention real quick how close Taryn's aura and her hair are at this time.
Oh my.
I just want to throw it out there.
They're pretty close.
They are darn close. If she'd have tossed a peach stripe in that, a flesh-colored stripe in there to match this yonder right here, that would have layered it.
I'll do it next.
It's kind of actually close. So we have that blue in there. The blue though, in that shade, in that hue of blue, is all the areas that so this highly fantasized psychic, just travel part of yourself doesn't go, you don't play real well in the 3D world. You never have. People don't understand you. You've never felt deeply seen, deeply heard. Now, I know there's people around you that see you and hear you, and you have support in your love. Not saying that. Don't jump me. But deeply, like fully, like there's so much to you, and it's very, very subtle. You're like this beautiful, like a Monet painting. So that's like you. You're very subtle. You're just layers upon layers upon layers. And when you think you know you, there's more layers and there's more layers, and your thoughts are so deep and profound, and you really don't have a lot of people to go all the places that you go with. And when you're this type of person that when there's a realization or you have a realization, another realization comes in on that. And you just don't have, you're highly, so they lie to us about our IQ here. So even if they say you're smart, you're generally way more brilliant, and you're super, super, super smart, but you're not particularly, I don't think, in love with school, but you're super, super, super smart. And again, but not conventionally smart, more metaphysically smart, beyond smart, more like Einstein, or what's that movie, A Beautiful Mind, where the guy writes like, and then like, you know, he has profound. So you're just a very profound person. Again, your psychic abilities are only playing like 1/100th of what you could. Like you have them, they're on, but you deliberately keep them, I would say managed is the word that comes in. You manage your psychic abilities quite well. And again, completely not in your third chakra power. So again, a super powerful person, but a little confused, I think, about where you fit in this world.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I would agree with all of those statements, knowing her like I do.
But the good news is she is young, so she has plenty of time to turn it around.
To come into herself.
Oh,
yes.
Yeah, she's way ahead of me. I wish I'd even, and you know, it wasn't until I was in my 20s that I had anyone saying, or maybe 30s, that anyone even said anything like this to me. And it was the first time, and it was like the heavens opened and angels were singing. And actually, I thought life might make sense now because somebody saw me, you know, and mentored me. You do speak out more, so you're not quite. You throw in your opinions more about things.
More than I should.
Just once in a while.
So I'm not going to get you on that one. And, I have to talk about this because this is the most beautiful part about you. Your heart is bigger than the multiverse.
I would agree with that as well.
I hate it, though.
You have to shirt off your back, your pants, your underwear, and your bra in a second to anybody who needed it. Like
100%.
Anything for you are a healer. You can communicate with animals with telepathy. You can heal by touch right now in this being without any, like, so when you touch, you actually have healing ability. And so if you even just start to direct that, imagine colors or imagine energy flow, if you're a little more conscious about it, you could probably see profound healings. You can also heal animals, of course. You can heal environments. You have just a super, super strong healing presence.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And she is an animal lover.
Oh,
Yeah.
I love her. Love her because they're calling me. So yeah.
Yeah.
I love her.
That
Love her.
hits home 100%.
Yes, she is.
So in this avatar, what has she chosen in this avatar?
So some of us volunteered to be here. Some of us were imprisoned here, and she's a prisoner here. So she did not choose to come here. So everybody thinks a healer is like a neutral thing, like white flag, like everybody loves a healer. Not this kind of healer. This kind of healer walks on a planet where there's dark energy groups running it, and the dark energy groups come up and say, fall at our feet and say, I'm so sorry, help us turn it around. Like in her presence, the most evil, vile, low frequency things want to be good. She is the one of the purest hearts I've seen probably in the last year. It's completely crystalline and pure. And you actually tend to be a little on the sad side. I think I would even like to work with you. I think that you could be happier. And I think it is physical and the physical avatar. I think they put you in a physical avatar to restrict you from walking easily at a young age into your full abilities. And having a huge effect on the planet. So I think there's brain chemistry and genetic things that tend to make you more on the depressed side, a little depressed, more than, you know.
Yeah, you should feel called out. That's 100% true.
It is, especially today.
Every day.
Can't do it.
But I do believe that there's answers for the physical avatar that you could be like a higher percentage of happier. As a matter of fact, when I look back, all the way back to when you first came on the planet, I would say that you haven't really experienced a lot of expansive joy and the highs that you possibly could get closer to on a more consistent basis. They really put you in kind of a crappy avatar. No offense to whoever is her parent. But it's because she's so known. I'm sorry, I'm a little puppy. Because she's so known in the multiverse, like they don't want her out turning this planet around. Like the forces that up till now have controlled this place, she's dangerous. Lock her down. Lock that junk down.
Ooh, that gives me chills. That's cool. That's really cool. So what does she do to help broaden or expand her consciousness?
Okay, so here's what's interesting, especially about her, like, how do I say this? There's actually a part of you as I'm speaking to you that this is really resonating, and you know this is 100, like you have what we call echo memory. You know this is true about you. You know, this is true. So it's easy tomorrow morning to be like, oh yeah, that crazy lady on that silly podcast, you know. But I would write it down. I have to. I write little, you know, well, I told you, like I write I am glory. I play the frequencies I am glory. I have an MP3 that's I am glory, you know, but for you, it's really like I am a powerful healer, able to turn the darkest dark into the lightest light. Like I would write it down. I would write it down somewhere where I could see it on my desk or by my bed or on my mirror, stick a sticky note, like, because you'll forget, like they put us in all this distracting low frequency life and we forget who we are. But really the first thing in the morning that we need to do is rise up and bring that awareness of our fullness of who we are before our face, before we start the day. And if we forget, we need to have something, you know, to remind us. And for you even, possibly look for, I think it's so important for you, keep your eye out on Etsy or somewhere else or in a gift shop when you're at the beach or something, but look out for something that resonates with you. Someone that looks like a healer, a goddess poster, or someone who has her hand on an animal that's walking beside a lion, or I think you really relate nicely to visuals, and that just gives you that reminder of who you are.
Very
you
good
are
idea.
a very, very, very known, and see some information I'm not allowed to give, because there's a healing in the remembering. But when, you know, like I said, you can give somebody a sweater and put it on, but when you remember it yourself, it's from the, you know, it saturates your whole being. But you are known names. So there are legends and stories about you. You are known for ages.
Oh yeah.
I know a lady who can help you make vinyl stickers. You can do those.
You have a tendency to get tattoos of things. Maybe make this one meaningful.
I would recommend that, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, somebody has a tattoo appointment tomorrow.
Yeah, I know.
They don't support me
Yeah,
on my
so
tattoo
super
ideas.
powerful being. She doesn't have to. Some people do have to do things, but she's young enough and like fresh enough here that she has the echo memory in her field, and so all she needs is a reminder and to start kind of bouncing off that, and she'll start rising. I actually think you'll be okay, but I would like to help you off air physically feel happier and more balanced.
We would love that
we
for
would.
her.
That's
And
what I
she's
need.
young enough that she could really learn to express this.
That she could embrace it.
You know, she's not, you know, an old man per se that's got to try to learn to open up a box all
Back
the way.
to the onions.
Back
I like
to the
partially open the box and I'm like,
I'm old. No excuses here.
But
No
you're the
excuses.
teacher. You're the teacher the student isn't supposed to walk in the latter end of days. I mean,
Very
What do we
cool.
do with him, guys?
He's incorrigible.
I don't agree with you.
a little bit. All right, so we've got one more person. Will you check and see if Laura's out there waiting?
Yes, I will.
And while we wait for her to come in, what do you think about so the people in the messages started sending in their birthdays.
Okay.
Do birthdays work for some kind of reading?
Do they have questions?
Well, no. There is right now they just sent in birthdays, but there is one question. If you can, do you get a reading from the other side, like a spirit contact, connect with her, or get any vibes? And this is from Claire Smith.
And she's from England.
Yes, Claire is writing us from England, and she's wondering if you have any contact
I
for
have
her.
absolute instant contact with anyone, anywhere, any place, anytime. So I can't. I mean, that's too general. I need to know who is she
Okay.
looking to connect with, and what does she want to know from, or what is she wanting from that being?
Okay, let's see if she sends any more information. So far, okay. A lot of people thought that all they needed was a birthday, but
They do
Laura's,
for an aura, but for a question, so what your birthday does is give me 7 million movies, and I don't know what movie to watch. So
Oh, geez.
oh, yeah.
Overload.
So the birthday,
I can only imagine.
so the birthday gives you lots of movies, and you don't know.
well, it gives me 5 timelines worth of movies of their life. So I have no idea what they want me to, where they want me to look without a specific question.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, you know what? Next time we have you on, we'll hone that in a little more.
Okay.
You
fine.
know.
But if Claire wants to give me a name or a question,
Yeah.
I'm fine.
Let's see if Claire has any.
In the meantime, while we wait for her, we have Laura in the studio with us.
Yes, Laura.
Hi.
Laura is a returning guest. She came in one time. She's come in twice, and she had a story about a haunted house once. And
Once.
yeah, well,
You're a portal, so that's not going to be a once. Sorry. I'm sorry.
Oh, why have I
She's
heard
a-
this before?
she's a portal.
We were told this by like 4 people now that Laura is an actual portal.
No, she's laughing. She's turning around.
Oh
Sorry.
my gosh, I can't believe you said
We
that.
could have done this interview from a
You
different
walked in
state.
and I see it. She is the portal. So yeah.
Oh,
Oh, why am I not surprised you said that?
oh, goody.
Yeah. So anywhere she goes, a 3D person would say, "Oh, this forest is haunted. Can you believe this forest?" She's like, "Yeah, oh yeah, I can't believe this forest is haunted," but it's her. Like she opens up the realms, and not only does she open up the realms, but she's a really cool ability. Not everybody has this. So people sometimes are limited to the realms they can open. She opens up the realms, and then she brings them into 3D through 3D.
I'm glad.
That's how she had a haunted house. That's exactly, I cannot believe you just said that. That's how she had a haunted house. She went outside and was like, come on in.
She invited it in.
Oh my gosh.
She cracks me up. Oh my gosh, you're hilarious. Yeah, she's a portal.
Yeah.
Cutie. She's a portal.
Yeah. Oh,
Oh my gosh.
I love it.
I can't believe how
I'm a
accurate you
portal
are.
too, so I get it. See, she should be. You should interview her. Like, she can do a lot of the things I can do. She can talk anywhere, any spirit, anytime, any realm, any place. She has that ability.
mm.
She doesn't know.
To open up and
She has
connect.
that ability.
You have the ability to open up and connect. You know, you just have to practice it. So that's good.
Yeah. Yeah. She'll be inviting in monsters all the time.
I'm practicing. Dr. McGeorge told me I need to practice.
I need to practice. Hello, Satan. How are you?
Here's the beautiful thing about these 3 beings that I've looked at today. These 3 beings trump, this isn't true of everyone, so I'm being specific, trump anything they would invite in.
Oh,
So she actually
you're
can
way
handle,
more powerful.
she could have conversations with what some people would consider demons or darker entities or energies, and they'd walk away friends.
Seriously. So she invited this terrible thing into her house, or what everyone else would consider terrible, and she was like, I'm not leaving. Jared was like, you would have seen skid marks out the door. She
Yep.
was like, I'm staying.
Yep.
I totally see that in her.
Yeah.
I would have ran.
Because she, well, and I'll tell you why, because she's a couple. Well, she's like a trifecta gift person. So not only is she like super psychic and can see through the worlds and connect the worlds, she also has healing energy, and she also she's been used a lot. I don't know if I should say this.
Look at her aura. I've
in
never seen
programs,
anything like that.
As a interpreter on other planets. So she has the communication skills. So one of the reasons why she gets along with all kinds of beings is because in her residual echo memory, she knows that beings aren't black and white. Like, she's gone in and negotiated treaties, she's negotiated contracts, she's negotiated whole planets to lay down their arms. She's very, very good with her negotiation skills, because she has the ability to, she has a lot of my abilities. So she has the ability to merge and see things from the other creature or entity or energy's point of view. So when she sees a dark entity, she doesn't think, oh my God, it's coming to like attack me. She thinks, oh, you're so sad. Like, why are you sad? Like, what's your point of view? I see everything. You cannot hide from me, Jared.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
I've never seen an aura like that.
yeah,
like
the
hers,
aura,
that's crazy.
She's got a like a yellowish green stripe at her butt, and
Yeah, that's
then
her. That's her communication skills. It's her base. It's the root of who she is.
yeah,
Most often,
or
in the
it's a
past
gas
million
cloud.
years,
From,
she's an interpreter. She's an interpreter of worlds, between worlds.
Yeah,
So
there's-
everything's between worlds. Really, if she had a name in this life, I would name her like some really cool Indian name that meant like between worlds, because she walks between worlds and she talks between worlds and she communicates between worlds. Like, if I were going on an investigation, I'd be flying her out with me, because we would like rock it,
Yeah, she's got a lot of to explain it to people just listening. She's got the greenish yellow stripe at her butt, and then down her if she's facing away, down the right side of the screen is a lavender, a purple, and then
It's almost split perfectly.
yeah, and then on the left side of the screen, it rolls from a flesh color, kind of a peach, and then on the outer edge, a blue. It's very, very lovely.
But really, we don't need to say anything else about her. That's who she is.
That's insane how accurate that is.
Bring in the demons.
Oh.
Demon bringer 2 worlds.
I will say though, you'd be a good person. Like, you could make some bucks, girl, going into Deliverance, because I think
Deliverance the movie? Like,
yes, like the movie, but not like the movie, because you could. They know you, so they know you. They know me, but they know you, so you could probably negotiate and have a gentler deliverance than like these person. Holy water. She's left.
yeah.
Wow.
So, yeah, well, I was thinking Deliverance the movie, banjo playing,
But
maybe,
So I'm gonna play something else. Just such another ancient high level spirit. Really, really, really. You are okay. So I'm going to challenge you. You are physical body. You are bad with your physical body. Your spirit will go on forever, of course, always. But like, I wish you take care of yourself, because you are set up. If you don't start taking care of yourself, there's genetic things in your family that are going to bam on you in about 10, 15, 20 years. And yeah, that sounds far away. Believe me, it's blink of an eye and you'll be there, an old like me. So take better care of yourself, because they put us on purpose in these crappy avatars. The more powerful being you are, the crappier genetics you get. I'm telling you. We're seeing it over and over and over.
those buggers.
and they gave me this Adonis body.
No, you're supposed to be jealous.
No,
And so humble. Look how humble you are.
I got the weak soul.
So
I'm gonna see. I just want to look at you really quick and see if anything else like pops that I want to say. Yes, you are kind of dangerous because other people might not appreciate what you bring through in other places. Like even if you go in like restaurants and stuff, like you open stuff that wasn't even opened and you aren't doing it deliberately enough. So I'm going to also challenge you. If you open something out of courtesy, close it because people can't handle the level of access you have.
I agree.
And so you just like, it's like all access pass with you. But a lot of people around you and places you go don't want all access. They don't want any access actually. And again, once again, huge resonance with the Fae, huge, beyond huge, crawling all over where you live, crawling through your house. I don't know if you see them. The gnomes love you. Even the dark Fae, the pixies, the brownie, they all love you. The dark and light Fae, they love to play tricks on you. And I think you know that. But they also protect you and look out for you. They protect like your, wherever you are, wherever you live, they've always protected you. And sometimes they prank you.
Mm-hmm.
And you can get really good pictures too, like I can, of all this stuff because they know you.
Oh, that's crazy how accurate that is with her.
Yes.
Does that all resonate with you?
I'm not sure what
I only know a fraction of her stories, and that is 100% true.
I'll be hysterical. Oh, what are you laughing about? Is it true?
It is true, and it's yes, and I think it would be very nice if she would close the monster doors after she leaves.
So what would you suggest for her to...
I'm going to say one thing that you guys are going to think is really dumb, and I'm going to email it to you because I don't want to really promote products on here. I'm going to recommend that she get one product, nutritional product, and take it for 3 months.
Okay.
You will be writing me emails every day thanking me, seriously, because you, again, like the others, you think you feel good, like when you feel good, but you've never felt as good as you can feel in your avatar because you do not take care of your avatar. So with a little help to the avatar consistently, your abilities even are gonna you're gonna be like, wow, I thought I had abilities, but now I'm like you guys all have to probably not be around her if her abilities come up any higher, but your abilities can actually come in stronger.
yeah.
Because we have, okay, so I used to teach you go out of the body, you go out of the body, you go out of the body to have powerful abilities and turn them on. But now we know that it's this huge mind F-U-C-K here. You have to be fully in the body. That's where you're most powerful here.
All right. So we'll get an email that tells her, that gives her some advice on.
Yeah, I'll probably tell you more advice than you wanted to know, but oh well.
Hey, that's fine.
I need an boost.
And we've got a whole bunch of people that are writing in. They want readings done. So I think if you're, amenable to it, we'll have to set up another show down the road and have everyone send pictures in and get a reading done. Or if you are a listener and you want to get it done quicker, by all means, go to thesecrettoeverything.com. Get in the contact, start a communication thread, and
I don't know if it'd be quicker.
You don't know if it'd be quicker?
We're really busy. I'm by. My daughter was yelling at me today. She's like, if certain people would catch up on their work,
I like it. But so before we let you go, let's dive in. Let's cover the overall the story again, just for the fun part. You're a spirit that's powerful, but you're held back because they want to harvest you.
The Matrix.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So and it's actually a lot more complex than that, but basically, yeah. Most, all these soul regressions where they're like, yeah, I volunteered to come here. And we get to walk around, feeling so good about ourselves because we volunteered to come here. We're at the end of the age. So very few fire creation spirits, which all three people here that I'm looking at are fire creation spirits, but not everybody is, which is a whole nother show. Only the most powerful and ancient fire creation spirits are left because they're the ones that can finish it, flip it into a higher frequency, flip it into the fourth dimension. If we all step tomorrow into our power and our full abilities, there'd be peace on earth. There'd be no sex trafficking. There'd be no, baby killing. There'd be no animal abuse. There'd be none of it. It would be immediate perfection, because we would remember who we were. We'd all come together, and our collective consciousness would decide what the new world or what the world would be. But because we're all running around trying to make ends meet and pay our electric bill and figure out, how we're going to scrape enough money, for our car payment, and we're so busy and we're so tired and we're so depressed and we're so anxious and we're so whatever, self-medicating, we never get there. We never get enough people, which doesn't even take that many, together. And so what they do is we actually still do fuel their reality. So you're either consciously creating or you're unconsciously creating. You're either using your own fire creation and all your psychic abilities and your powers and who you are, or another being who remembers you and knows you is going to siphon that off and use that. And they do that a lot with her too, because she's so old and so powerful and so magical. They siphon off every single day a lot of her abilities. That's why I know that if she would close up and get stronger in her physical body and practice a little better spiritual hygiene, she'd feel a lot better in her mind and emotions even too. So, so that's the long and the short of it. But what's really cool is finally we got some assistance. So finally, after millions of years, our cohorts that aren't trapped inside this reality, there's other prison planets. This is one of the nicer ones, but our spirit families, they finally got enough together on the Alliance side. There finally was enough awakening here that they got permission to assist us. So we've been greatly assisted. I was out on my deck a couple nights ago taking pictures of thousands of ships, in the sky. So we're very assisted right now. A lot of the negative dark technology they see, which is against us, is down. The solar recycling with the moon is down.
What do you think's causing the repression of the repression, causing them to not be able to mess with us as much?
We're being assisted. We're being. When you go on, I go to the Italia disclosure site, and I call them whiteouts. You can see the Schumann resonance is barely ever the Schumann resonance. They're blitzing us with high frequency. Those of us that I would say in a purified enough state, we're not popping pills and drinking beers all day. Some of that frequency gets through to us, and we raise our frequency. And as our frequency raises, we choose different things. So if you're, depressed and suicidal, you're going to create a world that looks very different than if you have energy and you're happy and you're joyful and you're positive. So as people's frequency comes up, they choose different things, and we start to co-create this reality different. Then they're allowed to step in once it reaches a certain frequency and say, oh, now you guys are vibrating as a planet, because there is a frequency of peace. There's a frequency of hope. There's a frequency of joy. There's a frequency of love. Not until recently have enough people rose to hold those in their being to consciously create a different reality. So they're bringing in, and all they're doing is they can't choose for us. That violates free will. But they're assisting us in bringing forth what we are choosing. So we're all choosing something different, or a lot of us are. A lot of the old ancient souls are choosing something different. However, there's a heck of a lot of simulations, artificial intelligence, robots, and clones, that we're interacting with that we think are real people that are designed to, you rise in your frequency, they're designed to smack you right back down.
So what does all of this, how does this bode for our planet?
Yeah, what's the end game?
Do you think the end game is that we'll all raise each other's vibrations enough that, together we can build, 1,000 years of peace or whatever they talk about?
We're this close to it right now.
Oh, I hope so.
I know people in operations that I'm not allowed to share that are just the most amazing things all over the globe are going well. and happening. Everybody says nothing's happening.
It's
I
tons
know
of
the
things are
people
happening.
that are making them happening. I know they're happening because people are putting their lives, not just people out there, they're putting their lives in lines in the spaceships for us, but people here, are, human people. They're not really human, but they look human. But, people like us are putting their lives on the line to make that happen. This year, we're thinking this year, you actually already have hints of it.
Oh yeah.
You're just believing the program, not you, but general audience. You're believing the programming. I'll give you an example. Programming. The Senate put through, the package, the COVID, help package, and you're getting your little $1,400 check, your $600, whatever. No. There's a reason why that happened under Trump and it happened under Biden. There's a reason. The reason is they've been trading you on the stock market since you were born with your social security number, and they owe you millions of dollars. Well, some of you, maybe not everybody, maybe some of you, they owe $1. But anyway, they even it all out. And that's just the first of many checks. They're going to come up with excuses because they can't lay it all out. It's so complex. The deception is saturated through the history we've been lied about, the medicine we've been lied about. Even we could talk a whole show about the food program and about the avatars and how there's a reason these big corporations are pushing certain foods or even food at all. Because we are light beings, and this is a robot body. It's just wetware instead of hardware, or firmware. It's wetware, so we don't see it as a robot. Would you stuff gum up a machine with all this junk? And I don't just mean obvious junk like, Cheetos and birthday cake and beer. I'm not even talking about that. There's a lot of junk we're putting in our bodies that don't belong in a robot body, but that's a whole nother show.
Yeah.
That's a good show.
Yeah, that'll be a good one. So what does the world look like after the evil overlord?
Listen, but I want to say thank you for doing my reading. I'm going to listen from afar.
Go ahead. I'll remember where we were.
So yeah, thank you.
Oh, very sweet. Very sweet.
It's okay. I'll
tell you what the world looks like. A replicator in every home. Yes, there's different degrees of replicators. So yeah, you might not be having like filet mignon and mashed potatoes, but you're going to be fed with, food that works for the body that you're in. No war. And as a matter of fact, I'll already take that off the table for you because just who I am and what I do here. The nuclear war will never happen here again. Never, ever. There will never, on this simulation, in this density, there will never be nuclear war, ever, ever again. Because they've accessed, and it's all millions of years old, all of it anyway, but they have stuff that's way beyond that. So if this planet ever goes, it's going to go like this. Boom. You're free of your body. You can choose to go wherever you want to go. I mean, it's not a bad thing.
You get to choose where you want to go. You won't get like pressured into one of the other.
You might.
Or imprisoned.
But
one of the other heinous prisons.
But I can teach you how to avoid that and overcome that. And that's another whole teaching. But you don't have to be.
All right.
You might be. Actually, one of my children was captured on a reptilian ship in between lives. So yeah, it happens.
Yeah, I don't want that. I don't. Their fingernails are sharp, and
their teeth are.
Betsy knows where I'm going with this, but their fingernails are sharp, and I imagine. I mean, that's next level Kegel foo. I'm only like a black belt. You'd have to be way beyond that.
But okay, so what else? So peace, you said it, 1,000-year peace.
Uh-huh.
Probably more than that. Peace, food, no abuse. It's going to be like there's not going to be all the tunnel systems are being destroyed. All the off-world negative portals are being destroyed. Most of them are by now. I mean, it's just going to be. It's going to be that. It's going to be, what some people would say the Bible calls the 1,000-year reign. Like, everything will be hunky-dory. There will be peace. You will have enough income. There will be, but it won't be, okay, so this is going to be like 3.5/4 density. This isn't like 1/8 density. So yes, we'll still have tax, but we'll have a fair tax. We're not going to have all this manipulation. The stock market won't exist. The bankers, it's just going to be a little bit of a light. I call it utopia light. Like if what you think would be utopia, there'll still be some things to iron out. There'll still be some lower density things because on other planets, people don't even talk. So we're not going to instantly go from like a 3D planet to like a 15th density planet. We're just going to be a little better than we are now. But anything is better than
Yeah.
If they get the replicator, I mean, that would a replicator like Star Trek replicator, where you can have it can, put molecules together and make sustenance and things like that.
They already, well, you already know about them. They're called 3D printers. They just don't call them replicators, but that's what they are. 3D printers are replicators.
Yeah. I mean, if they get to where they can make food like that and everything else, not
just food, it'll be other things as well. There will be restrictions. The replicators will be programmed they're not going to let people make piles of gold, because whatever system, and I haven't heard for sure, I know that crypto is going away. So make your money in crypto now. I highly, highly recommend you listen to this, because this will play well, but maybe not for you if you're heavily invested in crypto.
I've heard that as
Get out
well.
of crypto soon and watch it very carefully. But when they close it down, it's going to be closed down from real high up. So you're not going to have a lot of warning. So play around in crypto, but that's not the future. Bitcoin, crypto, not happening. That's not what we're going to use for money in the future.
Well, if they make a replicator, gold will no longer. I mean, honestly, there will be nothing of value needed. There will be. It will be abundant. I've always said that socialism will only work post scarcity.
Yeah.
And a replicator is the only way to reach post scarcity.
Right. And that's where we're going. People will still work. You will still have like an income system, but it'll be a lot more fair. All contracts will be open. So if you sign a contract, it won't be like, on the bottom of your check, on the check line, it's like teeny tiny print, like none of that games, none of those loopholes, none of those. Your great grandfathers or 7 million years ago signed a contract. So all the contracts are going to be cleared. All credit card debt will be wiped out. Now, I have heard that you can still choose to go back into debt. Mortgages will be forgiven within reason. So there is some limitations. You're seeing the limitations. The whole IRS thing, the reason, they keep telling me, my sources, to hold off filing my taxes because I owe taxes. And I'm hoping, I don't think it's going to happen, but I keep hoping they're going to get this together so they eliminate the tax system before I have to file my next taxes.
A friend of mine lives across the street from the IRS building in DC. She says it's vacant. It's been vacant for 9 months.
Yeah, that's what they're not telling you. So it is already, but that's why they're doing these things like the taxes aren't due. And that's why you have to be on hold for 7 years. I think one time I called the IRS, I was on hold for 4 hours. Like they don't even have the staff. It's already being dismantled. Absolutely 100%. It's all good stuff. Everybody else is gloom and doom. That's all illusion. That is last flash. This is, I always say, if you do not know someone who's there, or you are not there yourself, and even if you are, you can't believe it. You can't, the whole canal thing is all about, you guys know, I'm sure, it's all about, rescuing all the trafficking victims and arresting all the elite that have been trafficking through the canals and in the shipping containers, for years and years.
Where the lady got stuck.
Or the Ever Given is what its official name is, but the side of the ship says Evergreen. It's interesting because I watched a Turkish news report where they said that they were offloading containers full of kids.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right on the news. I was like, what?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
It's crazy. Ooh, I hope it's here. I'm so close.
We're so close. And that's why I'm so excited. I actually didn't think I'd see this in my lifetime. So I'm very thankful too. We do have much assistance from off planet, and I'm very grateful to their assistance in making this happen a lot sooner.
Beautiful time to be alive.
Yeah. Well, my mind's still praying for a replicator. So if it can produce food, that would be
that changes everything.
a huge answer. Now, I am a hunter, and I would sadly have to give up hunting. I would then have to shoot at clays or what. I could have it make me a turkey dinner and then go out and shoot my turkey dinner and then, whatever. But I just think that right there would be a huge answer. Even if it doesn't replicate the material things that people rely on, producing food, that right there would cause a leisure status where we would see arts and experimentation
Right.
explode.
What would you choose if you didn't have to, feed your family or feed your pets, or, feed your kids? Yeah, what would you choose?
Mhm.
I bet a lot of people would choose something different when they had a lot of that. Oh, free energy. So there won't be electric bills, won't be water bills, won't be. So your utility bills will be gone. You'll have your food. And I do believe I heard, and this is not confirmed, so I'm not promising this, but I do think everybody gets a portion, like I said, of what they've taken from us. That will be like a consistent check, kind of like Social Security, but not that. It'll be returning your returns to you. So you'll probably still have to work, but it'll be greatly, your life will just be, you'll have more leisure time. You'll be able to travel and enjoy different places. And also space travel will open up. You're going to see the Star Wars bar within the next 2 years, is my prediction.
The what? Star Wars bar, like Mos Eisley?
With other life forms in it.
Heck yeah, they got the aliens playing. Dee, 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 dee.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and they will be in the flesh, in their form, and you will interact with a lot of different beings that don't have to stay hidden, because a lot of them merge with human bodies, or they take on clone bodies to, good and bad. But there's not going to be, and it's going to be it's going to be governed from more bigger than here. It always has been, but the alliance, kind of the better, higher frequency forces will be governing the planet, or governing through the planet. No elections, none of that. It's all gone.
Oh, I love it. Oh, okay, so
Okay.
Laura has a question.
Yeah, this one's a heavy one. Does her being a portal feed into her vivid nightmares?
There's more going on at night than just her being a portal. So she's in SSP in my lab. So that feeds more into it than the portal part.
She's a what? An SSP my lab? What does that mean?
That's like 3 hours of shows.
Okay.
It's too deep.
Well,
Too
what we'll
deep.
do is we will definitely
Well,
have.
if she goes that, I hate to really say that because it'll blow her mind, but yeah.
Okay. Well, we're definitely going to have Dr. Kim on again. And she does have a class tonight, so we promised. That's why we're doing this one so early, because, she's got a class, and this will give her a chance to reset and then go into her class. But we want to have her on again. And if she's willing, we'll have another drawing. What do you think about that? For
I mean, we can just, it's whatever you guys want. I mean, we could just do an hour of reading. I mean, whatever you guys want.
yeah.
I mean,
There's so much to learn. I'm thinking we could have you on every week for the next year and not get through it all, and also do the readings. But a lot of people, we're talking 8 or 9 people, all
Sent their birth dates.
Sent their birth dates, and they
would like an aura reading and
Yes.
based on their birth dates. So
I mean, if you send me their birthdays, I can do that. I can prepare it ahead of time for
Okay.
next time.
yeah, that would be great.
That
That's what
would
we'll
be
do.
great.
We'll collect the birth dates that were sent in on the comments from this show, and then we'll reschedule with Dr. McGeorge and give her an opportunity to prepare, and then we'll send out the message and include everyone's names for when the show will be.
I think we'll also send a picture as well. We'll
That would be good. I mean, I like pictures, just me, but I can do birth dates.
yeah.
Okay.
Well, we'll send a picture and a good visual for Dr. Kim, and so we can plan on probably a month from now. We'll line it up with her and try to set it up then.
Awesome.
We'd love having her on. Love it. This is always the funnest show.
No, I enjoy it. Like it's not. I shouldn't say this. I'll get in trouble. But I mean, I always and I had a great show last night. Sometimes you're just tired. You guys know. I mean, even doing the podcast, sometimes you're just tired. You don't feel like doing it. You're like, oh, I wish I didn't have a show tonight. I know it's a horrible attitude, but I didn't feel that way about this. I thought about it last night, but then usually those are the best shows. I actually had a really great show last night. So usually when I'm like the most tired and whatever, they turn out to be great anyway. But
Amen.
Yeah.
but this one, I was like, oh, it's just those guys. This is
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah.
It's
In a
easy.
good way. In a good way.
Yes.
I'm like, You know.
Jared's gonna make bad jokes.
Pretend he doesn't know things.
Exactly.
It's interesting because every time we visit, it just resonates. Everything
Yeah.
you say just resonates. Like you said, it's an echo of a memory. So
No, it's not like me. And this is, when you speak to ancient beings that are here, I'm just the reminder. Like, everything I know. Like, you have access to everything I have access to. I'm just it's not always a fun job. Like the watchman on the wall. I'm just a reminder. Not always nice reminder, but I try to be.
like the hall monitor. Don't run.
The hall monitor.
That's me.
That was vile, Betsy. The hall monitor. The most
No, it's not always a fun
hated-
job, but
hated being through all of elementary school.
But we know we're not supposed to run. The hall monitor's there to remind
My
us.
goodness, you got to go show them the 2x4.
Jared pretends like he doesn't, but we can see through all that. But Betsy, you know so much of this stuff. Like, you hold so much within your field.
It's interesting to talk with you because I still am kind of reeling over our first conversation.
Oh yeah, me too. All the time.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
like I just know that what you said felt right. As weird as it sounds, it just feels right.
Yeah, I do want to explore getting in touch with my my experienced self and not this novice creature that I am.
You can do it, Jared. We have faith in you.
I need to. Thank you so much, Dr.
Thanks.
Kim. Thank you.
It was so great to see you again.
Yeah, it's
Yes.
great to see you guys. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Like, I don't feel like it was something I had to do. It feels like just a great conversation.
Well, it's fun. And anytime you want to come on, or if you've got something you want to push and even need like 5 minutes, just shoot us a message. We'll
You're
put
really
you on the
sweet.
very next show and you can just come on and say, hey, I've got this going on. Join me here. And
Yeah.
when you're in Sonora or Sonoma,
Sedona.
Sedona.
You're so close.
when you're in
When you're in tsunami,
When you're in Japan.
when you're in what would I call it? Hippie Ground Zero. Give us a
Yes.
call. We're only a couple hours away.
yeah,
Are you really?
Yeah.
drive
You're
on
gonna
down.
have to come join us.
Yeah, I'll come down there to Hippie Ground Zero any day. Hang out with you. We'll, wear patchouli and do other things that they
for
do down
crying
there.
out loud. Yes.
I could get a jacket with those tassels dangling. Man.
I'm gonna crochet you a suit.
Oh, I've been begging for that forever. I want a crocheted suit, 3-piece,
Oh,
top to bottom, and a fedora crocheted.
I just remembered something I urgently have to do.
But
She
yes,
writes down crochet 3-piece suit.
but yes, thank you so much. And
Great show.
we'll hang out for a minute after we close it down, and
Yeah.
we'll see if we can't figure out a date.
Sounds good.
All right. Well, everyone, thanks for joining us
Have
today.
a great week.
Yeah, have a fantastic week. This was a super fun show, and we'll be back next Tuesday, and then we'll be back hopefully within the month, but around the month mark definitely, with Dr. Kim McGeorge again. Remember, go to thesecrettoeverything.com. Go to the contact page, reach out to her, contact her. She has classes and a wealth of information. When she says the secret to everything, it's on there. So jump on there, go check it out. Hop over to our YouTube, give us a like and a follow, iTunes, comment and a follow, comment on all of them. Feed that algorithm, as they say, and we will see you on Tuesday.